So the continuation of module 1. Second chapter, assembler. So in this video I'll be covering the first topic 2.1, that is basic assembler function, a simple SIC assembler and assembler table and logic. So this is a functionality of assembler. For the assembler, the source program is given as input, and that will be generated the object code. So the low level language that will be given to assembler, assembly language program, that will be converted into, translated into machine equivalent language, that is called as a object code. Then that object code will be given to the linkers to link the different subroutines. Then here it will be generate executable code that will be given to the loader to load to the memory. So the introduction to assembler and the fundamental functions, with translating mnemonic operation code to their machine language equivalent, assigning machine address to symbolic label used by the program. So consider one example, figure 2.1. So this is example program is considered, that shows assembly language program for SIC. So here line number, just for reference, indexing addressing is indicated by the modifier X, lines beginning with the dot, that means comments. So the purpose of the program is, the main routine reads records from input device, means F1 key, copies them to output device key 5. So whenever key F1 is pressed, so the input is recorded, and 5, it will be generate the output, and that will be displayed in a display device. So the main routine called subroutine RDREC, this is to read the record, and WRREC, this is to write the record. The end record marked with the null character if the size of the record is greater than length of the buffer. So here buffer size is 4096 bytes. So maximum length of the buffer is 4096 bytes. If it is greater than that, then it will give the error. Otherwise it will copy to output device, and at the end it will be write EOF, end of file. So then R sub means returns to return from the subroutine. Okay, so here EOF, that tells end of character, end of file. Then so these are our assembler directory, like start word, reserve byte and all. Okay, so stch buffer, x, if x modifiers are used, then addressing mode is indexed addressing mode, dot that tells comments, then line number for the reference. So here output device is 05, and input device is F1. Pseudo instruction means it's not translated into machine instruction, that is assembler directives. For example, start, that tells the start of the program, end of the program, byte, word, reserve byte, reserve word. So these are all assembler directive. This gives information for the assembler. So this is not executable instructions, so it's not translated into object code. Then data buffer, these instruction RD and WD, read data and write data, this is for input and output operation. Then subroutine JSub, jumps to subroutine and return from the subroutine. So these are two subroutines are used in a program, RDREC and WRREC. So these return address will be stored in link registers. A simple SIC assembler, so the location address, so the address will be in hexadecimal. So if it is not specified, then the starting address will be 0. If it is specified in a program, then that address will be considered to initialize location counter. Then assembler functions convert numeric operand code to their machine language equivalent opcode. For example, translate STL. So opcode first translate into its machine equivalent opcode. So each instructions are so these and all opcode LEX, TD, J. First step is converting opcode to their machine language equivalent. So each opcode is assigned with its machine equivalent value, that will be in hexa. Convert symbolic operand to their equivalent machine address. So symbolic symbols used in your program, that will be converted into its address. So here for example return address RETADR, so its location address is 1033, so that will be converted. Build a machine instruction in the proper format. So it has its format like header, text, and end record. So convert data constant into internal machine representation. So for example, in your program constants are declared, then that will be converted into machine representation. For example, in this program EOF, so 454F46, so E it's ASCII value, hexa ASCII value, so that is 45, O means 4F, and F means 46. So the values are in hexa because address will be in a hexa. Then finally write the object program. That's what 3 records are there. So with the help of that you have to write a object program. First object code will be you have to generate, then object program. So for example, I have considered 2 instructions here. So in SIC only 2 addressing modes are there, so depends on X value, and here word length is 3 bytes, means 24 bits. So that is a standard instruction format, only 24 bits. That will be divided into 8 bit for opcode and 1 bit for X, and remaining 15 bits for address. So based on the X value, so 2 types of addressing mode. X is 0 means direct address mode, X is equal to 1 means indexed addressing mode. Only 2 types. If X is used in your program, X modifier, then that instructions are indexed addressing mode. So by the time X will be 1, otherwise X will be 0. For example, STL return address, so here X is equal to 0. And opcode, so this they will give during exam, otherwise you refer your textbook in appendix, all the opcodes are available, you refer these opcodes. So it's the standard machine equivalent code, because finally the instructions are converted into in the form of binary 0 and 1. So even the opcode has to convert into in the form of 0 and 1. So for example, STL opcode is 14. So 14 you have to write it in binary 8 bit. So hexa, so 1 digit means 4 bit, 001, 4 means 0100, and now in this case X modifiers are not used, so direct addressing modes are used. So X will be 0, then remaining 15 bits. So here return address, this location address is 1033. So 1033, so only 15 bit you have to write. If you write 1033, that will become 16 bit, but the first digit you have to write only 3 bits. So sorry, here I have written all okay. So this will be 001, 0000, and 3. Okay, now combine. The first digit is 1, next digit is 4, then here 0001 means 1033. So object code is 141033. The next example, so here X modifiers are used. This is example for indexed addressing mode. So X will be 1. Opcode of STCH is 54. So 54 you have to write it in binary 8 bit. X will be 1. Then address of buffer is 40. Address of buffer is 10339. Okay, so 1039. So 1 you have to write only 001, not 4 bit, only 3 bit you have to write. Then 0, 3 and 9. Now combine, group 4 bit. so this will become 5. Next one is 4. Next this will become 9, 0, 3, 9. So if it is indexed, then only this bit become bit become changes. Otherwise, for example here, okay, so you will get a same value 1, 0, 3, 3. The program, example program SIC. Okay, so first you have to calculate the location address. So here starting address is given as 1000. So you have to start with 1000. Location counter will be initialized with the 1000. And in SIC, each instructions are 3 bytes. So you have to add 3 bytes to get the new address. So 1000 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. So all the addresses are in hexa. So 6 plus 3 means 9. 9 plus 3 means it will become C. Then F 1 2 1 5. So first you have to calculate this location address by adding 3 bytes each time and start with the starting address. So this is for main routine. Then this is a subroutine RDREC. Okay, here the last address is 1039. Okay, here for example consider line number 80. So the assembler direct tells it is a byte and it's initialized as EOF. Each character uses 1 byte. So here 3 characters are there, so 3 bytes. So for the next address 102A plus 3 you have to add. So this is the length of the string. If it is 2 character, then you have to add only 2 bytes. If it is 6 character, then you have to add 6 bytes. So each character 1 byte will be used. Then a word, 3 is a word uses 3 bytes, so plus 3. 0 is a word, so plus 3. Return address, reserve word, so it tells you have to reserve some location. So here you have to reserve 1 word. So 1 word means 3 bytes. For example, you have to reserve 10 words, then you have to add 10 words. 10 into each word is 3 bytes, so 10 into 3, 30 bytes you have to add here. 1033 plus 30 you have to do, but here reserve word is only 1, so plus 3. Length reserve word is 1, so plus 3. So next 103339 buffer reserve byte. Now it tells you have to reserve some bytes, so you have to reserve 4096 byte. So these many locations. So location counter plus 1039 plus 4096, these many bytes. 4096 in hexa converted to, it will become 1000. So 1039 plus 1000. So the new address is 2039. So that is the starting of next subroutine. Next it will continue same way. So all the instructions are 3 bytes. So here it is byte, so only 1 character, so 05D plus 1. So the next location is 0205E. Now this is a word, so plus 3. The next location is plus 3 means 2061. So like this you have to calculate. So here also byte 05. Okay, so you have to calculate till here. End means that is the end of the program. So first step is you have to calculate the location counter by adding 3, but you have to remember, if it is byte, then you have to add plus 1. That depends on the number of character. If 3 characters are there, 3 into 1. If 10 characters are there, 10 into 1. Then if the assembler directive is word, then you have to add 1. Reserve word means how many word you are allocating. If it is 1, then add 3. If it is more than 1, then n into 3. Reserve byte is each, okay, so for each location 1 byte is used. So here 4096 into 1, so you have to add that much for the next address. Okay, next one is opcode. So the first line is copy start 1000. So this is a assembler directives, it won't translate to machine code, so you have to start with the next line, STL return address. So here first is again it's assembler directive, it tells the first starting line. So you have to consider only STL and return address. So STL is the opcode, so its opcode is 14. Now okay, you have to check what type of instruction is, whether it is direct or indexed. If X modifiers are there, then that is an indirect indexed, otherwise it direct. If it is direct, X bit will be 0, so directly you have to add it's a location value. So 14 is a opcode of STL, so the address of return address is 1033. So opcode object code is 141033. Next JSUB RDREC, same way JSUB 48, that is the opcode. RDREC address is 2039, so directly you have to write 2039. So next filter here line number 160, stch buffer comma x, so x modifiers are used. So this is the indexed one, so opcode object code will be generated like this: opcode stch 54, then x will be 1, then buffer address is 1039, so 1039 you have to write. So 1 you have to write only 3 bit, because 15 bits are used for address. So then group it, so it will become 54 as it is, but here the third bit will be changed, that will be 9, so 9039. So others are as it is. Okay, so here R sub, so no operands are given, so R sub opcode is 4C, so then address field you have to write 0, so totally 24 bit, so 4C 0000. Then input byte xf1. Okay, so here this is to initialize input to f1, so object code is f1. Then max length word 4096, again initialization, max length is a word and that will be initialized with the 4096. So write it in a 3 bytes, 4096 in a hexa, that will be 1000, 001000. Okay, so this is the second subroutine, WREC. So here LDCH buffer comma x, so only this instruction is indexed, so that you have to calculate same how you calculated STCH, no? In the same way you have to calculate the remaining thing as it is. RC sub 40, the other fields are 0, so this is a byte 05. And here word means 3, so in object code also you have to initialize 3, because you are initializing 3 to 3, 0 to 3, and reserve word reserve byte. Okay, so for that there is you have no need to write the machine equivalent code, so only till word you have to write, because this is a location you are reserving to store something. Okay, so now the problems. So difficulties in this type of object calculation is forward reference. For example, consider first STL return address, but this return address is defined in the later stage. So here, so to calculate this line, okay, whenever line by line instructions are calculated, location address is calculated, then object code will be generated. So object code we need the forward reference, means that will be defined, location counter value will be initialized in a later stage. So this is a problem. The same thing for RDREC is used here, but that will be defined later, so the location counter value is unknown for the assembler. So this is a problem in simple SIC assembler. So the solution is, so there are two types of assembler, pass 1 and pass 2. In the pass 1 assembler, location counter value and object code that will be generated at the same time. First location counter value will be calculated, then object code will be generated. So in this case forward reference problem will arises. To solve that, what they done is they divided, so two pass assembler, so they are dividing into pass 1 and pass 2. In a pass 1, scan the instruction and calculate only the location counter value, location value. Then in a pass 2, object code will be generated. So in the pass 1, location counter value will be generated, and in a pass 2, the object code will be generated. Means in the first pass only the location value will be generated, in the second pass object code will be generated. So now that forward reference problem will be resolved, because already location counter value will be generated and these will be stored in a symbol table. So whenever object code will be generated, it will refer the symbol table. So if the symbols are not available, then it will generate the error. Okay, next one is object program. So after calculating the object code, then you have to generate the object program. So three types of records are there: header, text, and end. Header, okay, so here column 1 H, because that tells the header. Then you have to write program name, means 2 to 7 program. So three records: header, text, and end. Header tells what is the program name, what is the starting address and length of the program. Text, the remaining object code, and this tells the end of the program. So in a header record, column 1 H tells the starting of the header program. 2 to 7 used for program name. 8 to 13 the starting address of the object program in hexadecimal. Then 14 to 19 length of the object program in byte. So what is the exact length? Because that much memory has to allocate, so header gives the information how much memory has to allocate. Next record is text record, column 1 text T. Then 2 to 7 starting address of the object code. So the starting address of the object code here. Then 8 to 9, what is the length of that? So in each text record you can write only column 10 to 69 you have to write a object code. So only 30 columns are used for the sorry, not 30, 60 columns. So 60 columns are used for to write the object code. So 2 columns means 1 byte, so 30 byte can be resolved. So 30 bytes, so that is the maximum length of each text record. Then end record, column 1 E. Then remaining 2 to 7 you have to write the first executable instruction, the starting address. So for example, so here this symbol is used to separate the field. So it will be there in actual object program. Okay, so first you have to write the starting header record, so H. Then you have to write the program name, that is copy. Okay, so for copy 2 to 7 columns are used. So here only 4 columns are used. Okay, the remaining blank. The next one is the starting address. So starting address is what is the starting address is 1000. So 8 to 13 columns are used for starting address. So 8 to 13, so that many columns, so you have to write it like this. Then after that what is the length of the program? Okay, how to calculate length of the program? So you know the starting address 1000 and the last location is 2079, means from 1000 to 2079. Okay, these main locations are used for program. So the length is 2079. Okay, so that is not a last line. Plus 3 means the next location. Plus 3 means 207B. That minus 1000. So that is the length. So length is okay 00107A. Next text record, the starting address 00100. Then length of that. So in each text record maximum length is 30 bytes. So 30 bytes in hexa 1E. So 1E you have to write, that's the maximum length. So then you have to write all object code one by one. So the first one is 141033. So okay, so till 102D. So till here you can write it in one text record. Okay, Then write the next text record. Starting address is you're starting with the 0011036 0C1036. Its starting address is 101E. 101E. Then the remaining one you have to write. Okay, so till here. Now this is a main subroutine. You can't continue. For each subroutine you have to write separate text record, so it will stop here. So now maximum columns are used here, counted. So the length is, okay, so 2 columns means 1 byte, so it will be 15. So like this. The next one is for rdirect. Okay, then last one is the functions of 2-pass assembler. Pass 1 define the symbol, assign the address to all statement, means generate location address, save the values address in all the tables. For pass 2 means symbol table, perform some processing for assembler directory. Okay, find out what are the assembler directories are used. So if it is word, then +3 location counter, then reserve word. Okay, like this, perform some processing for assembler directory. Pass 2 assemble instruction, generate data value defined by byte word, perform processing of assembler directory, not done during pass 1. Write opcode and object program and the assembly listing. So it will refer the symbol table. The pass 1 generate the location counter, and it will scan the instruction, and it will refer the opcode opt table also. So this is to evaluate the object code. If it is available in opt table, then it is valid, otherwise it will generate the error. Then it will refer the symbol table to initialize symbols and the location value, that will be referred in a pass 2. And assembler, the data structures are used in SIC 2-pass assembler. Opt tab and symbol table. Opt tab for is used to look up numeric operation code and translate them into the machine language equivalent. So okay, all the opcodes are stored in opt tab, and all the symbols are stored in symbol table. So symbol and the location counter value will be assigned in a symbol table. So for example, so these are all symbols are used in this program. So its symbol and its location values are stored in a symbol table. So that will be generated in the first pass itself. So pass 1 usually writes an intermediate file. So it's like an intermediate file. So it will refer the opt table to evaluate the opcode. It uses a symbol table. It will initialize the symbol table. Okay, it will scan the symbol and it will initialize its location counter value, and this will be given to the next pass 2. So that's what it's intermediate file, pass 1 intermediate to pass 2. Now it will refer these symbol tables to generate object code and object program. So this is an algorithm, so very important. Pass 1 algorithm. Begin, read the first input line. If the opcode is start, means that is a beginning, then save the operand value as a starting address. So start and the value, hash operand means it's the starting value to the starting address. Initialize the location counter to the starting address, so this value. So in this program, start 1000 will be initialized to location counter. Write line to intermediate file. Okay, that will be put into intermediate file. Start is equal to this value. Then read the next input line. Else, if start is not used in your program, then default it will initialize location counter value will be 0. So continue, write the last line to intermediate file, then save location counter, the last location counter value minus starting address. So this is a formula is used to find out the program length. Location counter minus starting address. So while opcode is not equal to end, so do these operations. Begin, if this is not a comment line, so if it is a comment line, don't consider. If it is this is not a comment line, then if there is a symbol in a label field, the symbol in a label field, then start search a symbol table for that label. So now search in a symbol table. If it is found, then it's a duplication of symbol. Otherwise you have to insert label, that symbol, and location counter in a symbol table. Search op tab for opcode. The next you have to search in a op tab opcode. If it is found, if it is not found, then it's a error, not a valid opcode. If it is found, then you have to add 3 to the location counter, means you have to add, because in SIC each instructions are 3 bytes. So if the opcode is word, then you have to add 3, because word means 3 bytes to the location counter, so add 3 to the location counter. If the opcode is reserved word, then 3 into, okay, how many word you are reserving. So that you have to, for example, reserve word 10 means 3 into 10 to the location counter. If the opcode is reserved byte, then find the length of the constants. For example, EOF, how many characters are there, find it, then add the length to the location counter. So EOF means 3 characters, so 3 bytes. So close the if. Else set a error flag, means it's not a valid opcode. Then write line to intermediate file, read the next input line. So line by line it will be convert like this. So pass 2. So read the first input line from the intermediate file. So in the pass 1, op tab and symbol table is generated, location counter will be initialized. So read and that will be put into intermediate file. So read the first input line. If the opcode is start, then write listing the line, read the next input line, means you have to start, because for start we are not generating any opcode. Then write the header record to the object program, initialize the first text record, write like this, continue, write the last text record to the object program, and write the end record to the object program, write listing the line. So while opcode is not equal to end, do begin. So if this is not a command line, then begin. Search op tab for opcode. So what is the value in op table, find out. So if it is found, then there is a symbol in operand field. If there is a symbol in operand field, then search symbol table for the operand. So search for that particular symbol in a symbol table. So if it is found, store the symbol value as a operand address. So opcode value and symbol table address value you have to store. Else store 0 in operand value. So if the symbol is missing, then you have to store 0 in the operand address. So this you have to repeat. So if opcode is byte or word, then convert the constant to the object code. So byte EOF, then you have to convert it to a constant in a hexa value. So this is an algorithm. Now we'll consider one example.